Giants is not done with blog posts, so here is a surprise Sunday release. While many of us have been figuring out the dynamic pastures aspect already, we do get some information about how it works, as well as more details on animals in Farming Simulator 25. Let's dive in so we can get back to our FS25 early access coverage. When placing animal pens in Farming Simulator 25, players will have the ability to modify the appearance of them, as well as the overall layout of the fences. A new feature built within build mode is the Customize menu. From here, at least with the Giants base game buildings, the choices are to add solar panels, or in some cases, you can change the color of the siding. Now, it'll be interesting to see how modders approach this when they start building out their own placeables going forward. So before placing your building, it's a good idea to hit the F key just to see if there happens to be any options. Of course, you can rotate the buildings either a full 360 degrees, or if there are heaps associated with those buildings, like manure, then it's 90-degree rotations. Once you're happy where you want to place it, then just click to set it down, but at that point, you're not done. Players are asked if they want to customize the fence or not. Why not? Of course you want to tweak the fence layout. And from here, you can click to place the corner post, and the game will extend the fence between the pin and the corner, or the corner to the next corner until you've made it all the way back to the other side of the building. The number of animals in the pasture will be dynamically adjusted to base the size of the pasture itself. Don't forget, grazing animals like cows, water buffalo, sheep, goats, and horses can also feed from the grass within the pen, which is why when you finish the fence, the game's going to ask you, do you want to plant meadow grass within? Of course! Get right on that. If you haven't been to the eye dock lately, that's fine. Giants has their own eye chart for you, and boy is it a doozy. Front and center are the different animals that we have in the game. On the left are the needs, and on the right are the outputs, and then further to the right is a listing of what production inputs those outputs can be used for. In the end, your animals can help produce up to 13 tangible goods that can be sold at the farmers market or other areas around the maps. Let's break down the animal needs. Total mixed rations, going forward referred to as TMR, which is used for cows and water buffalo, requires straw, silage, and hay as an input. You can optionally add mineral feed if you wish, but it's not an absolute requirement. Cows and water buffalo will require TMR, which will give them 100% effectiveness. If you feed TMR, then you don't need to feed anything else. If you're not in a position to mix up TMR, well, you can feel free to feed them grass, silage, and hay individually. Remember, both of these are mixed in with other grazing animals, so they can also eat directly from the pasture if there's grass to be had. Cows produce milk, and that can be used in multiple ways by producing cakes, butter, which can also be used in cakes, cheese, chocolate, which can also be used for cereal, or the milk can be sold directly. Water buffalo also produce milk, but it's used exclusively for the production of mozzarella cheese at the dairy. Sheep and goats require both grass or hay as inputs. They are also included in the grazing group, so in a pinch they can feed directly from the grass growing within the pasture, assuming that there is enough. Sheep produce wool, which is then used to make fabric or rope, and then the fabric can be further used downstream for clothing or at the stagecoach manufacturer. Goats, on the other hand, produce milk, which is then processed into the exotic goat cheese. Horses require hay, oats, and sorghum. Horses are also members of the grazing group, and if properly cared for, will turn into trained horses. Any other use for horses, it's just uncivilized. Pigs are the first animals that have zero interest in the grass that might be growing up around it. They are not too picky eaters in any way, but grass? Nope, that's not on the dinner table. The easiest way to feed pigs is to buy or make pig food. Currently there's no pig food productions in the base game, but don't worry, mods will drop soon enough that support that. Base game pigs need wheat or barley, corn, canola or soybeans or sunflowers, and potatoes or sugar beets. All of these are configured into 4 different food groupings. As far as pig outputs go, well, they're good for 3 things. Producing manure or slurry, which both go into the BGA for production of energy and with a byproduct of then digestate, and reproduction. So pigs are excellent bacon and ham makers. Chickens share the award as being one of the easiest animals to care for in conjunction with sheep or goats, and that they will eat wheat, barley, or sorghum. Now they reproduce, while at the same time outputting eggs. Yeah, in the game, eggs and chicks are exclusive of each other. Hey, it's a game. Give them a break. Eggs can be sold direct or used in production of noodle soup or cakes. Bees are often overlooked. Introduced in FS22, they are hands down the easiest animal to care for in FS25, as they require nothing from you as the farmer. Bees go out and get their nourishment, and as a result, they will produce the golden delicious yet sticky output of honey. Honey spawns in a corresponding spawn point, so be sure to place one of those down as well. Only one is needed for all of your bees. Honey can be sold directly or used for cereal production. Animals come in various sizes and colors in real life, and as such they do to some extent in the game. There are 4 different chickens, and a rooster of course, with variety throughout the growing cycle. Pigs have 3 variations. Sheep come in 4 varieties, as do goats. Cows as well as water buffalo also come in 4 varieties, although water buffalo, it's more or less just a change in their shading. And then lastly, horses come in 8 different breeds. I'll be refreshing my videos on all the animals that did it in FS22 sometime next week. There's so much to refresh, and if you're looking for a specific topic, give me a few weeks to get it together. I have all of next week off, also to focus on FS25 content. If you like what you've seen here in the blog, as well as our FS25 coverage to date, then consider pre-ordering if you've not yet done so. Giants is offering preload on the eShop for the first time, so the files can be downloaded and ready to install and activate when the game releases. Looking at the infographic Giants has published, you can reference your time zone to figure out when to expect the game to activate for you. I'll be giving away 3 copies of Farming Simulator 25 tonight during my pre-release live stream at 10 p.m. Eastern. The first giveaway is for the eShop copy that includes the Year 1 Season Pass as well. That one is open to PC players. I also have giveaways running for the Xbox and PlayStation players, although those are for physical discs, so if you don't have a disc version of the console, I'm sorry. All 3 will conclude tonight, and for winners of the console copies, if you get me your mailing address and name early enough, I'll get it out to you on Monday, November 11th. We're down to less than 250 subs to reach 50,000 subs before the release of FS25. If you're not a subscriber, it would help out tremendously to click the sub button and help us get closer to our milestone. Just 48 hours to go, so it's close enough that you can almost see it. In addition to subs, a thumbs up would go a long way in helping YouTube recommend the video, so if you could be so kind to do that as well. Until next time, happy farming.